Welcome back, folks. Hope you're having a great week. The 125th anniversary catalog from Lionel is here, and it is packed with tons of trains. There's been a ton of talk about this catalog, and now here I am. This product launch was exciting and challenging at the same time. Lionel is essentially bringing to market products that celebrate their 125-year history, while also trying to introduce new products for beginners, new partnerships with brands like Disney, and also making sure that prototypical operators have something to pick as well. That's a lot of stuff to try to cram into one catalog. There's no way you can make that many people happy. Reactions to this catalog have been all over the place, from absolute joy to mass hysteria. Regardless of whether you like these products or not, this is a big year. I am not going to go page by page in this video. I'm just going to go through and highlight my top picks for the 125th product launch. And at the end of this video, I will give you my predictions for the top 3 most collectible pieces from the catalog. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Lionel kicks off this catalog with their top-of-the-line train sets, Vision Line. This Vision Line offering features my favorite train engine, the Hudson, especially the New York Central Hudson. 2025 is the year of the Hudson. The Hudson has been a staple for Lionel collectors and operators since 1937, when the first scale low-gauge locomotive was produced by Lionel. We are talking about the famous pre-war 700E Hudson. The 700E was a masterpiece and a marvel of its time. The Vision Line Hudsons carry forward this tradition, and there's no better way to celebrate the 125th anniversary than to bring the Vision Line Hudson back to market, with a bunch of extra variations than the last time we saw this. My recommendation is to look at the 5344 if you want to stay true to the 700E's legacy. My additional recommendation is the 5320, as this model is offered with no classification lights. This is the most unique of all the Hudsons that they're offering in Vision Line, so keep that in mind as you're making notes. Lionel is also making a couple of additional schemes, but I'm going to stand by my recommendation for that 5344 and the 5320. I'm going to create a separate video that's all about this 700E, because this is a train engine I picked up around Christmas time that I really haven't talked about a whole lot. And I've been sneaking it in as little Easter eggs in videos. Some folks have seen it, some folks haven't, and many of you may not even know why it's important. But that's not what this video is about, even though I kind of want to talk about it more. But the Hudsons don't stop here. Lionel is also bringing back the Commodore Vanderbilt. These are beautiful streamlined Hudsons. I have been told, and I don't know if this is going to be accurate or not, that the plating, the metal plating on the side of these train engines, will have imperfections and some waves and creases in it to look much like the real thing. That's what's going to give it that extra Vision Line appeal. I think the Commodore Vanderbilt all by itself looks really good. There's a few variations to pick from. These blue and red sets are paying homage to the pre-war versions of this that were offered a long time ago. So again, for that nostalgic collector, this is going to be more for you. If you're more of an operator who likes to model the New York Central, or you just love a good Hudson, you also have these other versions to pick from, such as the traditional gray-looking Commodore Vanderbilt. They are going to have all kinds of smoke effects and sounds, very animated train engines. Which brings me to the biggest set that they're producing for the Vision Line, and that is the 20th Century Limited set. It comes with a full set of passenger cars, but it is an animated train set. Now, what do I mean by that? This is something Lionel's never done before. We have engines with sounds. We've had those for years. We have station sounds passenger cars. We've had those for years. And this one will have all of that. It's also going to include these lounge sound cars. So we have more cars making sounds in the train. It's going to be really loud. Some folks might find it annoying. I think it's going to be really neat to see and experience. It's a premium train set. The biggest thing I was paying attention to is the detail of the passenger cars. Lionel has made some beautiful passenger cars in the last couple of years at a pretty high premium price, and they've come empty, with no people in them. This round of passenger cars will feature figurines. So we're going to have sounds, figurines, they're going to be fully loaded. I'm really glad to see this, because if I look at Lionel's passenger car prices in this catalog, they're aligning more with a company called Golden Gate Depot. Golden Gate Depot is known for making highly detailed passenger cars, and they sell those at quite a premium. So if you look at the price of a Golden Gate Depot car to the Lionel, you're now seeing market prices that are very aligned. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I don't want to get into all of that. Now keep in mind, if you like the engines, but can't stomach the price of the passenger cars, there's lots of options out there. I run my Lionel Commodore Vanderbilt with this MTH set of passenger cars. I found these at the York Train Show for a great price. Lots of options out there to get one of these really cool train engines. And if you don't want to go all in on the passenger cars, you don't have to. That's the beauty of it. Build your train the way you want to build it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the Pennsylvania S2 or the Atlantic type steam engines, but they're important to note because as a vintage collector, the Lionel Scout is such an important piece of history, and so is the Pennsy Turbine. Those are being produced in scale versions. You can get them in the famous Lionel Lines versions that look like scale versions of the post-war sets. A lot of collectors are already ordering these. But hey, if you like to run an Atlantic and you don't want it to say Lionel Lines, or you like the Pennsylvania Railroad, plenty of options there too. So Lionel's really trying to, again, cater to the collector and the operator here. That S2 will be a beast of an engine. There are two premium train sets that definitely caught my eye. The first one is the pre-war inspired 763 Hudson tin plate set. This is a full-scale set that's designed to look like something from the pre-war era of Lionel. I have a 763E in my collection. It is one of my favorite Hudsons, and I don't run it a whole lot. It'll be really neat to see it in Legacy. And this Hudson's going to include all of those same Vision Line features. It also includes a boxcar. This tinplate boxcar will have freight sounds in it. And the caboose even has sounds in it. It has the air whistle. Lionel snuck that air whistle feature into their retro-inspired 726 Berkshire, which is a Lion Chief Plus 2.0 engine. We ran that a few videos ago. I really think these little Easter eggs, these little details, make these trains really exciting to run. And again, I'm going to say this a lot in this video. We're balancing collector and operator. And most of us find ourselves somewhere in the middle. I know I do. There's this really cool diesel set. This includes the all-popular FM Trainmaster in that retro paint scheme. This set also includes the Freight Sounds boxcar, and there's a hotbox reefer car that's designed to look like the familiar operating milk car. Very classic piece in post-war. This car features those animated effects that include smoke to simulate brake failure on the trucks. So again, you're getting a lot of those animated features on these premium sets. There's another premium train set in here that I wanted to highlight, and that's this New York Central post-war inspired set. The appeal of this set is that it's based on a set from the 1950s that Lionel never actually made. The problem I have with this set, what problem, is that it's only conventional. Every Lionel Legacy engine, whether it's Vision Line or traditional Legacy or TMCC, all the eras can operate in command control and conventional. So I'm not sure why Lionel decided not to go ahead and outfit this with the full electronics package. Not a call I would have made. It's going to be a beautiful set, but we'll see how this one does. I'll admit it, the first several pages of this catalog make it look like it's mainly catering to the collector as part of that 125th anniversary. But if you are a diesel collector, this is a really good catalog because they brought back the ES44. That's one of the best-selling diesels that Lionel makes, period. And there are a great variety of these to pick from. And for those who are into the retro diesels, the FM Trainmasters are also being offered in a variety of road names. The SD40T-2. This is one of my favorite diesel engines. That's just a mean-looking diesel. Look at the nose on those things. These are some of the toughest diesel engines that you can get. There's a lot of railroads being covered with all of these different types of diesel engines. Moving into the Lion Chief, the traditional size trains, Lionel had to release the Santa Fe F3s. How could they do a 125th anniversary and leave out the famous Santa Fe F3? So here it is in Lion Chief. I'm wondering if it's Lion Chief because it's lacking some of the detail of a scale model, which is more in line with that post-war era Santa Fe. I'm assuming that's why. Don't ask me, I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy talking about this catalog on the internet. These train engines are going to pair well with the aluminum passenger cars, the Lionel Lines versions, that Lionel announced in the Volume 2 catalog in 2024. This Navy set really stands out to me. Has that post-war retro look, but this is an all-new train set. That submarine car pays homage to the original submarine car of the post-war era. That's one of the most valuable post-war cars you can find. So the Navy set is really an interesting one in my opinion. Lots of traditional rolling stock to pick from in here as well. This Stitch car stands out to me. All of this Lilo and Stitch stuff, it's been really popular. My kids are really into this. So I'm not surprised to see that Stitch is being offered with the surfing boxcar, the Halloween glow-in-the-dark boxcar, and a Christmas boxcar. There is a very important piece of rolling stock in this catalog that we have to talk about. Remember this for later, and that's the 80th anniversary Thomas boxcar. So I'm going to say right now, wait till the end. Lionel and Disney have shared a long history, dating back to the early pre-war days of Lionel during the Great Depression. It was the partnership between Lionel and Disney that kept Lionel rolling through those tough years. So it's no surprise that in this catalog, Lionel is going to expand that with one of Disney's biggest franchises, Star Wars. The Star Wars announcement has generated a ton of buzz. Some people are all about it, some people don't like it, I don't know. It's all good to me. If you like Star Wars, these trains are going to be a great part of your collection. The smartest thing Lionel did with these ready-to-run sets is they included that classic Lion Chief remote. I know my nephews are going to want these train sets. They're already asking for them. And these Star Wars sets, not only do you have the engines with these cars, but there's a ton of add-on cars. My favorite Star Wars thing they're making is the Christmas Mandalorian car with Grogu on it. This is the best Star Wars piece in my opinion. You still with me? I got two more things to talk about before I give you my top 3 most collectible trains out of this catalog. Let's go over Lionel's announcement of Battery O. What the heck is Battery O? This is one of the smartest things Lionel could do right now. These are going to be great for children. They run on batteries, so you don't need to worry about electricity or shorting out the track. And you can take them off of the plastic track that they come with and put them right on your layout. Seems smart. Atlas is already doing this with their Train Kids product line. I have 2 Atlas Train Kids train sets. Each one's about $110. So market price, these are very comparable. The Atlas Train Kids work on both their plastic track and traditional HO scale track. And the O-gauge versions that Lionel makes, like I just said, will work on the plastic track that they ship with, but also on your 3-rail track on your layout. Finally, I have to touch on the Christmas stuff. I'm only going to talk about one piece. It's my favorite thing as far as scale trains go in this catalog, and that is the North Pole Express Commodore Vanderbilt Hudson. I have been waiting for a steam engine to pull my Sleigh Bell Limited. The F-19 was beautiful, great price point, but didn't quite do it for me. I was waiting for something else and hoping that Lionel was going to come through with a Hudson to pull that huge Sleigh Bell Limited train set. And they did. This is the Christmas edition Commodore Vanderbilt. I didn't talk about this one at the beginning. I'm not going to talk about the Polar Express version. Last year was Polar Express year. We're kind of done with that right now. And I'm not going to talk about the Halloween version. We'll talk about that one later this year. But the Christmas version, that's the one. Congratulations, you stayed with me till the end. It's a lot of my rambling. We have made it to my predictions for the top 3 most collectible trains in the 125th anniversary catalog from Lionel. Here we go. Number 3, the Vision Hudson 5320, the one without the classification lights. Number 2, the North Pole Central Commodore Vanderbilt. Can I say more? This train engine is going to be beautiful. Number 1, it's only going to be Thomas's 80th birthday one time. I truly believe the most collectible piece in this entire catalog is that little boxcar. If you're thinking about ordering one of these, order it now. Once they come in, and Lionel's going to make plenty of them. They're going to ship plenty of them to all the dealers, but I will tell you, they're going to sell out, And you're going to be seeing these on eBay for 400 bucks. A little 027 traditional size boxcar. So I've done a catalog review. This is my first time I've ever done this. I don't know if you want to see more or less videos like this. We didn't run a lot of trains in this video. I apologize for that. It was a lot of pictures. But I don't have any of these trains yet, because they haven't been made yet. As always, a huge thank you to all of my subscribers and everyone who's been supporting this channel. My name is Chris, and this is RBP Trains. We'll see you next time.